Good evening and welcome to the Legends edition. Tonight, the nation's leaders unite in remembrance and reflection as the Council of Governors pays tribute to the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga at Kango Jaramogi, where the governors hailed Raila as the architect of devolution. And later on in sports, the Harambee Stars jet out to Senegal ahead of WAFCON qualifiers against the Gambia as the team looks to secure a vital advantage on the road to continental glory. But first, a look at the highlights. Drug bust. 6 foreign nationals arrested as narcotics valued at 8.2 billion Kenya shillings is seized aboard a stateless vessel in Mombasa. Fatal crash. 7 killed in separate road accidents in Gilgil and Mai Mahiu. And World Cross Country Championships. Kenya to send a strong team of 30 athletes to represent the country at the world event in the United States. A warm welcome to the Legends edition. My name is Yambo. Helping me with the sign language is Byron Abule. We begin this bulletin in Gilgil, where 7 people have been confirmed dead in 2 separate road accidents. 6 people died along the Nakuru-Gilgil highway following a head-on collision involving a saloon car and a bus at Soisambo area. Confirming the incident, Gilgil police boss Weston Mwakio said the victims were traveling in a saloon car when it collided with an oncoming truck at about 4 a.m. on Saturday. At Kamundura, a lorry driver lost control of his lorry when its brakes failed. Reports indicate that the lorry rammed into a hardware shop, killing him on the spot. Timothy Kipnoso begins our bulletin tonight.
The early morning accident along Nakuru-Gilgil Highway killed 6 people on the spot following a head-on collision involving a saloon car and a bus at Soisambu area in Baruk. While confirming the incident, Gilgil police boss Winston Mwakio said preliminary investigations indicate the bus driver attempted to overtake another vehicle when it collided with an oncoming saloon car, which was en route to Nairobi. The men were reportedly traveling from Kisumu, where they had attended a burial ceremony, and were heading back to Nairobi at the time of the accident.
Makosa kubwa ambayo tunaona kama ilitokea ni upande ya bus. Ilianza kuovertake magari zingine ikiteremka bila kuangalia ile gari ambayo inatoka upande ya chini. So wakati iliingia upande ya Nissan mahali ilikuwa inapandia, ndio zikakutana head on. Nataka kuwahimiza madereva na watumiaji njia mahali popote wawe waangalifu, wasiwe wana overtake bila mpango, bila kuangalia mbele iko namna gani.
Elsewhere, one person has lost his life after a lorry suspected to have lost brakes rammed into a hardware at Mtarakwa Junction along Kamandura Maimayo Road. Area residents are now calling upon the Kenya National Highways Authority to intervene and erect speed bumps at the stretch to avoid more accidents.
Ikakuja ikagonga mawe ikaruka huko juu, hata saa hii dere hajatolewa, dere yako huko.
Saa dere funga brake, saa hajajua hata kama lori imepoteza brake, hajajua venye atafanya. Saa unajua anakuja kurealize hapa haina brake, saa zenye imepita.
They revealed that the accidents along the drive have increased drastically in the recent past.
Hapa hivi huko tunaona mama weza Kenya, si watuweke highway, waache kutuwekea mabam bado gari itaruka.
Ile kitu tunataka kuomba serikali ni ya kwamba barabara ya kutoka Kamandula kuelekea Mai Mahiu iwekwe bumps, na kutoka kwa Mbera kukuja mpaka Mtarakwa iwekwe bumps na ikuwe expanded, kwa sababu hata masaa inayofika masaa ya jioni tunashuhudia kwamba hata msongamano wa magari inakuwa mingi sana.
Timothy Kipnusu for Legends Edition.
To the drug bust, where 6 foreign nationals have been arrested in possession of a huge consignment of narcotics weighing about 1,024 kilograms valued at 8.2 billion shillings. The 6 were nabbed aboard a stateless vessel christened Igor that was ferrying the illegal drug identifies as methamphetamine. Now, according to Brigadier Sankale Kiswa, Deputy Commander, Kenya Navy, who was in charge of Operation codenamed Bahari Safi, the Kenya Navy intercepted the suspicious vessel about 630 kilometers east of Mombasa. At the same time, DCI Director Mohammed Amin said the seizure of the illegal consignment demonstrates the commitment of law enforcement in combating drug. Are expected Monday.
We have been able to conduct this operation seamlessly, and were able to arrest it and escort it here to the port of Mombasa, where a team of multi-agency officers have been able to carry out a thorough search and inspection, where we have been able to find a huge consignment of narcotics.
The analysis confirmed that the substance was methamphetamine, which essentially is a synthetic drug. 6 Iranian nationals were arrested and they are currently in custody, and they will be processed before court on Monday as we continue with our investigation. The commitment of our law enforcement agencies in terms of combating the drug trafficking and ensuring our national security. It also demonstrates the commitment of our Navy team in terms of ensuring our maritime security.
Now, the Kenya Defence Forces has wrapped up its nationwide recruitment of general duty recruits, marking the end of the first phase of this year's enlistment drive. I beg your pardon, Vice Chief of Defence Forces Lieutenant General, that is John Omenda, touring the Kikuyu Recruitment Center in Yambo County, said the process was above board. The Kenya Defence Forces are now expected to move to the next phase of recruiting tradesmen and women early next month as successful candidates from the concluded exercise prepare to report for training in Eldoret. Ben Chumba has that report.
The final day of the nationwide Kenya Defence Forces recruitment exercise. Hundreds of hopeful youths converged at the Kikuyu Recruitment Center, ready to take on the challenge with the hope of joining the country's military. Vice Chief of Defence Forces Lieutenant General John Omenda toured the center to oversee the final stages of the exercise. He expressed satisfaction with the process across the country.
The exercise has been extremely smooth. We've had a very, very good turnout, enthusiastic young men and women, and we are happy so far with the recruitment.
Lieutenant General Omenda noted that the high turnout and conduct witnessed at various centers reflects the public's growing confidence in KDF's integrity and professionalism.
KDF is a free and fair service. It's a service that gives an opportunity to young men and women to be able to serve the nation.
He announced that with the general duty recruitment drive now complete, the next phase targets tradesmen and women, and thereafter cadets and specialist officer intakes. Successful candidates from the general duty category are expected to report to the Recruit Training School in Eldoret for basic military training, marking the start of their service to the nation.
I want to thank those who have already been selected. I congratulate them. Those who have not been selected, they can try next time.
Lieutenant General Omenda urged the recruits to uphold discipline, dedication and sacrifice, which are the core values of the military service. Ben Chumba, Legends Edition.
Thank you, Ben Chumba, for that report. To a tragic news where a family in Kilifi is demanding justice after a crane crashed and killed their kin. Dennis Nyakanga, a 40-year-old mason, died at a construction site after a crane collapsed on him at a quarry in Rabai sub-county. This as a family in Yambo County is mourning the death of their 9-year-old child who died in a fire incident.
The family to the late Dennis Nyakanga is seeking justice following his death in the workplace. Nyakanga, a mason, was reportedly constructing a perimeter wall at the site when he met his death. The family has expressed frustration over the lack of cooperation from the company that owns the quarry where the accident occurred. The family is demanding the post-mortem report of their kin and CCTV footage that shows the final moments before the crane landed on him.
Tumeenda huko kama familia. Sisi ndio tukua tunastahili kukucha na daktari wetu Dennis afanyiwe post-mortem na wakili wetu. But the company wamefanyia mtoto wetu post-mortem sisi kama familia bila kujua. All documents sa post-mortem tumejaribu kuitisha, tumenyimwa. So sisi Kenya tulikuwa tunataka justice.
Separately in Kiambu, a 9-year-old child was killed in a fire incident in Taruni village, Limuru. The fire reduced their 3-roomed house to ashes while she was inside. The cause of the fire is yet to be established. According to eyewitnesses, the deceased had been left at home alone by his parents, who had gone to a neighbor's funeral when the tragedy occurred.
Nimejaribu kuita zimamoto lakini haikuwezekana kufika hapa kwa sababu ya uharibifu wa njia.
Wakati shule zimefungwa, ningewahimiza wazazi waangalie watoto wao.
And tension is high after a 4-year-old boy sit and his body is yet to be retrieved. Irate residents barricaded the Kericho-Litien Road, accusing the county government of failing to assist the family retrieve his body 4 days after he drowned. They are demanding the deployment of a disaster management team to retrieve his body.
Tuko hapa na tumefunga barabara kwa sababu tulipoteza mtoto wetu for 5 days. Na tunangojea kama nasimama hapa lakini asimami, anapita tu tangu tupee kura achawai kanyaka hapa.
Thank you, Irene Mochuma. Now, the debate surrounding the future of the Orange Democratic Movement continues to intensify, with party members pulling in different directions. Alego Usonga, Member of Parliament Samatande, is the latest to join the debate, claiming the party is unprepared to field a presidential candidate in the 2027 general election and will instead support President William Ruto's re-election bid. Meanwhile, the leadership of the political party's liaison committee is facing criticism for alleged complacency amid the looming deregistration of nearly 300 political outfits by the registrar of political parties. Here's Jacob John Kioria with the developments that dominated political platforms as the weekend kicked off.
Attendees, speaking in Homa Bay, claimed no party leader currently possesses the political clout to challenge President William Ruto in 2027. He accused factions within the party of sowing confusion by issuing contradictory statements.
If there's a leader there who thinks he can run for president, come out and also tell us whether you have capacity to defeat President William Ruto. Some of these leaders who are claiming that Raila Odinga did not say we endorse Ruto, they are tiny, small leaders.
He said the party is now leaning on former affiliates, including President William Ruto, to help rejuvenate its structure and will endorse his re-election campaign.
When I was doing the last budget, the president called me and told me that I must ensure that I give political parties enough funding so that they can be able to operate. And those political parties know very well that this budget has a lot of money for them. A person who is asking me to put more money for political parties is not the person who wants to bring down political parties.
When the people's president passed on, he left us in Canaan with William Samoei. So the Luos are not going anywhere.
Elsewhere, the National Liberal Party has criticized the political party's liaison committee for adopting what it says is a passive stance, even as nearly 300 parties face potential deregistration.
PPLC is supposed to be equal to all RPP and IBC. Right now, are we equal? No. Do you need somebody who ataenda pale kwa RPP anapiga salute? Yes, sir. Is that what we need at this time?
Party leader Augustus Muli, speaking during the unveiling of his manifesto ahead of the PPLC chairmanship elections scheduled for the first week of November, accused the current leadership of negligence and poor ethical standards.
Last year we saw sellout leaders in PPLC. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you my promise today, in front of you and before God, that I am not a sellout.
Pentecostal churches, on the other hand, are raising concerns over an alleged plot to marginalize them in the proposed Kenya Religious Organizations Bill. Clergy members have also objected to several provisions in the bill originating from the Attorney General's office, calling for their scrapping.
Sisi tunaomba rais wetu kwamba vile tu ulisema pale mwanzoni wakati wa mungatana bill ukasema hii bill itolewe na ikatolewa. Pia tunataka tena vile imeletwa na AG imeletwa tena inaendelea sasa hizi inafanywa public participation. Tena tunataka tusikie msimamo.
In Kirugoya town, business leaders and community members have denounced comments made by Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga regarding Raila Odinga's death. They cautioned politicians against employing inflammatory and polarizing rhetoric that could jeopardize national cohesion and stability.
Na vile mimi nataka kuhimiza wasituchanganye kama wa Kenya, haswa hapa Kirugoya, kwa sababu kila kabila hapa Kirugoya iko.
And in Western Kenya, political momentum continues to build even as a faction of leaders rallied behind Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya, positioning him as a potential presidential hopeful from the region.
Wakati ya kura tupige 100%, na nataka kuwashua watu ya Western Kenya kuwa George Natembeya atakuwa katika ballot box mwaka wa 2027.
John Jacob Curia, Legends Edition.
Thank you, JJ. Now, top government officials have intensified efforts to rally residents of Mount Kenya region behind President William Ruto's administration, urging them to support the ongoing development initiatives. This is despite growing criticism over the high cost of living. Now, during a government sensitization forum held at Kahuinguni Primary School grounds in Gatundu South, senior officials highlighted major projects being implemented in the region, saying they were designed to transform lives and spur economic growth. The event was led by Lands and Housing Cabinet Secretary Alice Wahome and several principal secretaries, including Salome Biko of Correctional Services, Mary Mudhoni of Public Health, among others.
A critical transmission line that connects power from Olkaria through Gilgil with a substation in Dika, Mala and to Konza. It's a critical line that we must do, and we are hoping with the privatization and the new infrastructure fund that will be able to give us a seed capital to help us do that line, and that will be able to help Kiambu, the larger Dika, to have adequate power supply for industrialization.
Kuja hivi kwamba watu waelewe kuwa katika hii Mount Kenya tumewakilishwa na kuwa rais wetu ametushikilia sana na ameishikilia sana Mount Kenya.
It would be important that we speak to our people. It would be important that we join hands with the religious leaders. Let us join hands with the community health promoters, and we preach that it is not good to use drugs.
Saa hii pale nimefikisha hiyo kazi, nimepewa ruhusa na cabinet kupata nitafute niwekewe pesa bilioni 35, ndio nchi yote mtandao wetu wa ardhi sasa ufike mashinani kwa maregistries wetu.
And on that political note, we take our first break of the bulletin, but we'll be back with much more. Stay with us if you can.
Naimba kwa sauti, kwa sanasa, kwa moyo.
Waite wale wana waliwali wale waliwali.
Kuku alichakura chakula kwenye chaka la taka.
Ni kweli vijana wameandaliwa katika nafasi za uongozi?
Baadhi ya vijana wanashiriki katika ulevi na dawa za kulevya, jambo linalowafanya kutoaminika katika uongozi wa nchi.
Kuna mashirika mengi ya vijana wasaidia vijana kukuza talanta zao.
Kula kunafaa. Ukanusho wake?
Kutokula hakufai.
Piga makofi jamaa. Kwamba ni nini?
Kwamba ni bahari ya shairi
ambayo neno fulani linarudiliwa katika nafasi fulani.
Taifa mawili katika bara la Afrika yaliyotawaliwa na Wareno,
Angola na Mozambique.
Angola na Mozambique.
Amekuwa kitamani waende wakaishi huko.
Na ninakwambia huyu mtoto wangu hata hachanuki.
Jabali is about to get into a roller coaster.
Nimekamkuongea na huyo Elizabeth.
Nimesense uko na shida na naweza kusaidia.
Mimi bwanangu alinikataza mambo yako Aleki.
Hey, sasa zile gani?
I hope zile basho ulikuwa na features zijaingiza maji.
Bahasha gani?
Now I'll have Jemedari's ears since I have his wife's attention.
Utangoja hapa.
Sasa ni gani hizo naanza kuniletea?
It's okay Mama Jabali. Na unaumwa na sehemu yote nyingine ya mwili? Unajua, naona pia umepatiwa hiyo mkebe. Hizi vitu lazima mwanaume apatiwe once in a lifetime.
Kwani siku hizi unafanya kazi kwa hosi?
Siku hizi mimi na do hustle mob, lakini hii ndio main hustle.
Welcome back. Now, the Council of Governors today visited Kang'o ka Jaramogi, the resting place of Kenya's first Vice President, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, to pay tribute to the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Led by Council of Governors Chair Ahmed Abdullahi, the governors described Raila as the architect of devolution and a champion of equity, whose legacy continues to shape Kenya's governance. Abdullahi said Raila's struggle for democracy dismantled a system that centralized power and resources, opening doors for regions that were once marginalized to fully participate in national development. Joined by Governors James Orengo, Anyang' Nyong'o, Muthomi Njuki, Simon Kachapin and Simba Arati, the leaders said their visit was not merely symbolic but a show of gratitude to a man they credited with transforming Kenya's political and economic landscape.
But Kenya has changed irreversibly because of him. And this is why we will forever be a grateful nation that Baba lived amongst us, fought for us, and made Kenya what it is today.
Without Raila Amolo Odinga, there would be no devolution in this country. He is the father of devolution. He fought so hard for devolution to come. So the 2010 constitution of this country, without the man lying here.
You also remember that in the last days, when they had a meeting with the president and members of parliament, even in that meeting, he spoke very strongly about counties and the responsibility of counties and the need for more resources to go to counties.
Then I remember the members of parliament walked out of that place, walked out without even taking lunch. But Baba stood for that the constitution provides that the devolved units must be respected.
Every time after elections, irrespective of the outcome, and despite having that capability and the capacity to do it, he always chose the narrow path of reconciling this country by making big sacrifices to put his interests behind the one of the country, and he lived to fight another day.
Let us work hard to make sure that the least of the common men in this nation can share the gift of God to this nation. That is a good life, a dignified life, a life that every Kenyan can be proud of.
So those of us who have remained, let us carry the spirit of Baba to see to it that whatever he stood for, which were very important for this country, we completed that journey.
Sisi ambao tugali hai, tutetee wananchi jinsi alivyowatetea.
Now, the media professionals are being challenged to shine a light on the often ignored realities of immigration and deportation. According to stakeholders, thousands of deported Kenyans continue to languish in poverty, lacking employment opportunities, facing stigma and emotional distress, with their stories often untold. Now, the call to action was made during the Media Project workshop in Nairobi, aimed at equipping journalists to tell the real human face of migration.
Every year, thousands in the country and around the world face deportation, a situation that has left many uprooted from lives built abroad and pushed into a life of uncertainty back home. For many, life after deportation is marked by stigma, economic hardship, and the silent struggles which rarely make it to the mainstream media.
We as the media have sometimes not captured it as full as it should be. Because the discussions about immigrants in different countries, people living in different countries without the required valid passports and IDs is a matter that needs a lot of discussion.
I feel like the media council or the media personnel per se could do a lot, or like break the silence, like inform people, educate people, and teach them more about the migration.
Saturday, a workshop to build capacity for journalists on reporting on immigration and human interest stories behind the headlines.
That migration was wide enough and important enough, both from where I am, people getting kicked out of the country, to migration just within Africa. What are the challenges? How do you make those stories not about policy, but about people? Humanizing those stories so you care. It's not just a generic immigrant who's on a boat because he doesn't have anywhere to go, but that's a human being with a family, with a mother, with a child.
The forum, held in Nairobi, courtesy of the Media Project organization, brought on board key media stakeholders in the country to explore the realities of migration and life after deportation.
On matters related to immigration and deportation, we as the media should go beyond just reporting who are here and who are not supposed to be here. We should also look deeper into what are some of the reasons that are making these people come to our country.
Frederick Muyumbo, who was once deported from the United States, shares his emotional journey of rebuilding life in Kenya.
I got deported from the United States. And the background is that I encountered a visa technicality. One, you have already formed your life in another society, in another country, and a country which seemingly has privileges that are not back here. And in most African societies, not maybe specifically to you, but most family feel that you are going to be that arm that will lift your other people, not only your family, your society up. But when you hit a wall on this, and in my case, you've not attained this degree that you have pursued.
With the rising number of Kenyans traveling abroad in search of greener pastures, the stakeholders have challenged the media to go beyond statistics and policies to highlight the lived experiences and welfare of returnees and migrants.
Look at the number of people that are getting killed or dying in the Mediterranean, just attempting to cross into Europe. We don't even have figures. It's estimated that you hear, and if a ship sinks, a few persons survive. They are the ones who give account of what happened there. You don't know how many people really died. You don't know where those people were from. So we should pay attention to covering this issue, because it's essentially our story on the continent.
Media becomes the voice of the voiceless. If, for example, you went, either you were trafficked, either you were lured, or whether the laws of a foreign country are against you in a way that is not just or fair. So it is only the media, because again, the government cannot be everywhere. So it is important that the media sheds light. One of the issues is also to communicate to family.
John Kahiro for Legends Edition.
A look at matters education now, where learners are set to be trained on social and financial skills following the launch of a new education program in the country. The program focuses on participatory learning and helps learners build their entrepreneurial and financial literacy skills. Here are the details of the program that is poised to be a game changer in the training of learners to be economically resilient and socially empowered from as early as primary school.
The school education system in Kenya has over the years been faulted for not adequately entrenching financial management among school-going children. However, this appears poised to change with the launch of a new education program in the country dubbed Aflatoon.
Their presence here adds a lot of value because they bring in the knowledge, the technical presence and all that. So we see value in that, and also with changes. When it is very far, it takes time. But now they're here, they're seeing the actual situation on the ground, so this makes a lot of sense. You need to be closer to the problem to get the solution correct. And also with this age of co-creation, we want to make sure that the people who are getting the benefits are part of design, part of the solution.
The program equips children and youth with entrepreneurial, financial literacy and social skills starting from the formative stages.
I was encouraged to explore my talents. We had competitions. Aflatoon, it's a nurturing space where they nurture talents. We used to recite poems, acting, playing games, and learn how to speak confidently before others. These moments, though small at the time, built my courage and my self-belief. They nurtured my voice and helped me to discover my leadership potential.
Kenya National Examination Council Chief Executive Officer David Njagere says in response to the financial management gaps that exist within a majority of the Kenyan population, the CBE curriculum is designed to ensure all learners from senior school take up financial literacy as a compulsory subject, irrespective of the pathway they opt to pursue.
Whatever direction the child takes, these two constructs of social and financial education are so critical for your success. Whether you become an entrepreneur, you become an athlete, you become a farmer, whatever you want to become in life, you cannot be successful without sound social and financial education.
The Aflatoon Chief Executive Officer Roland Monash says the organization is seeking a partnership with the government and other education stakeholders to ensure the program reaches many children in the country.
Parents around the world have little understanding about money, and at the same time the parents are expected to teach their children about money. Everyday decisions, even for a 15-year-old, is around money. So what we are done as Aflatoon is we developed education material on social and financial education. And we're teaching children around the world the basics about savings, responsible spending, difference between needs and what you would like to have, making a plan, a budget. So really the basic skills to be more successful in life. As you transition from school to work life, but also from a child to adulthood, we need to have programs to educate these children about how money works.
The Aflatoon program has so far reached 100 million children across the world in 110 countries. Caroline Kamar reporting for the Legends Edition.
Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. If I ever needed you, I need you now. Chiquitita, je sais trop bien.
Cerebral palsy is a group of lifelong neurological disorders that affect movement, posture, and muscle coordination.
Sina pesa ya kununua diaper.
Nilikuwa nafunganga nylon paper na manguo.
When we started therapy, they're able to support their neck, they're able to learn intellectually, they are processing the information, they're able to sit on their special seat even without being supported with anything else.
Kama we ni mwanamke na bado unazaa ama uko na watoto wako wenye wanazaa, hakuna mwenye anaambianga Mungu nataka hii ama sitaki hii.
It is a condition which is related with so many mates in ya kwenu. Sisi mama yenu hakufanya hivi, shosho yenu hakufanya hivi. All those mates, if they are not well elaborated, they become truth.
Join us this Sunday as we talk about cerebral palsy.
Menstruation is a natural and biological process. Yet for so many women around the world, it is still covered in silence, shame, and stigma.
Our main educators are mothers. So once we start removing the stigma right from a young age, the girls, and they learn that this is normal, they will continue that with their children, their children's children, and the stigma will disappear.
Traditionally, cycle had a meaning. It had a very spiritual meaning. Yes. It had a physical meaning. It was a start of a new thing, a new moon, a new cycle. So it was so informative.
So it is not just about whether you're in pain. It is also about how am I mentally when I'm there and having my cycle.
It's usually how you're supposed to cover it instead how you're supposed to celebrate it.
Legends Edition Sport. Double Olympic and world champion Beatrice Chebet and 10 kilometers world record holder Agnes Chebet Ngetich are among the athletes who have been selected to represent Kenya in next year's World Cross Country Championships in the United States. A strong team of 30 athletes was named after today's national trials in Eldoret to represent Kenya at the world event set for the 10th of January next year in Tallahassee, Florida.
Chebet, who is also a former World Cross Country champion, and Ngetich were given wildcards during today's National Cross Country Championship, which also served as the national trials at the Eldoret Sports Club in Uasin Gishu County. The team also consists of 2023 World Silver medalist Daniel Ebenyo Simiyu and Maureen Chebor, both from the National Police Service, who won the 10-kilometer senior men's and women's races. Ebenyo is to victory, sprinting in the last lap to cross the finish line in 30 minutes 11.1 seconds to defend his title ahead of Kevin Chesang of Central Rift in 30 minutes and 12 seconds. South Rift's Dennis Kipkoech was third in 30 minutes 13.0 seconds ahead of Shadrach Koech, Weldon Langat and Robert Koech, who completed the top 6 places to book their tickets for the Global Championship. 21-year-old Maureen Chebor, who has been in sensational form this season, sealed victory in 34 minutes, 16.4 seconds, 3.4 seconds ahead of South Rift's Brenda Jepchumba and Glorious Jep Kirui of Central Rift, who finished in second and third positions respectively. Cynthia Chep Kirui of Nairobi and North Rift's Emmanuel Kiprono won the 6-kilometer and 8-kilometer under 20 races for women and men respectively.
We have the athletes who went to university, who also went through the process we are having now, competing during the World Championship and winning medals. This is the project that has to continue working, and we want to integrate it in the schools, in the universities, and also institutions that there is. And when the country buys that idea, eventually the system of sports in this country will grow like others, especially like in the United States, where it is actually a continuous process, nurturing talent, giving also chances to those who are really highly talented to participate in major sports.
A formidable team of 30 athletes was named to represent Kenya at the World Cross Country Championship, set for 10th January next year in Tallahassee, Florida in the United States.
And Mozart Bet Cup holders Nairobi United are the only remaining Kenyan side in the CAF Interclubs competition after Kenya Police FC were eliminated from the CAF Champions League last night. Nairobi United will play Etoile Sahel Dessous of Tunisia in the return leg of the second preliminary round of the CAF Confederation Cup qualifiers tomorrow in Tunisia. Nairobi United stand the renowned Tunisian side 2-0 in the first leg in Nairobi and hope to reinforce their defense and salvage a draw to continue their fairy tale run in their debut continental tournament this season. Their counterparts, Kenya Police, were denied a place in the group stage of the CAF Champions League. after losing the return leg of their second preliminary match 3-1 to Al Hilal of Sudan, going out on a 4-1 aggregate loss. Al Hilal had beaten Kenya Police 1-0 in the first leg. Sunday, Adetwinji scored a brace for Al Hilal in the second leg, while Ahmad Mbarik added a third to seal their place in the group stage of the tournament, set to kick off next month. The consolation goal for Kenya Police was scored by Eric Zakayo in the 53rd minute of the return leg. And the national women's football team, the Harambee Starlets, departed for Senegal early today ahead of the return leg of their final round qualifier for the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, that's the WAFCON, against the Gambia, scheduled for Tuesday next week. The Kenyan team, coached by Beldino Demba, head into the clash full of confidence after securing a 3-1 victory in the first leg played yesterday at the Nyayo National Stadium. The reverse fixture will take place at the Stade La Dio in Tessie, Senegal, as Gambia currently lacks a stadium that meets CAF standards. Harambee Starlets are just a step away from making a return to continental football after 9 years, having last featured in the WAFCON in 2016. The aggregate winner of the two-legged tie will qualify for the 2026 tournament, set to be held in Morocco from the 17th of March to the 3rd of April next year. AFC Leopards recorded their first win of the 2025-2026 FKF Premier League season after beating KCB by 2-1 to move above their opponents on the table. APS Bomet came from a goal down to beat Kariobangi Sharks 2-1, while Ulinzi Stars lost by 3-1 to Kakamega Homeboys in the other two matches played today.
AFC Leopards moved up to 7th position on the FKF Premier League table after beating KCB 2-1 in one of the three matches played today. Leopards, who came into their fourth match of the season without a win, scored an early goal to lead 1-0 at halftime, and despite KCB equalizing 10 minutes into the second half, Leopards managed to snatch the win with their second goal in the 72nd minute. The win was a first after drawing their first three matches and puts them in 7th position on 6 points, same as KCB, who are 8th on the table.
Francis Kahero is back! Na anakwenda kuwarudisha mchezoni na benki KCB.
They are 4 points behind second-placed Kakamega Homeboys, who defeated Ulinzi Stars 3-1 in the second game today. Henry Omolo, Hilary Otieno and Eston Esie netted the 3 goals for Homeboys, who sit on equal 10 points with leaders Posta Rangers, while Ulinzi Stars remain 12th on the table with 5 points, having won 1, drawn 2 and lost 2 of the 5 matches they've played so far. APS Bomet were the other winners of Saturday's fixtures, coming from a goal down to beat Kariobangi Sharks 2-1. It was the first points for Bomet, who had lost their opening 3 matches and sit 17th with 3 points, while Kariobangi Sharks are 11th on the table with just 5 points.
And the 2025-2026 handball season began today with Desta University's women's team making a powerful statement in their opening match. The varsity side dominated Desert Scorpion with a commanding 43-13 victory at the Nyayo National Stadium outdoor arena.
Daystar set the tone for the game for the first whistle, taking an early lead with a 12-3 score in the first quarter. By halftime, they had stretched their margin to 25-7, leaving their opponents struggling to keep up. The momentum continued in the third quarter, with Daystar extending their advantage to 34-10 before sealing their emphatic win 43-13 in the final whistle. In the men's category, Ulinzi shooters proved to be too strong for Kenyatta University to win 30-19 and bag all the points. For Legends Edition Sports, I'm Daniel Mwendwa.
And Kenya finished second overall in the Africa Zone 3 Boxing Championship that concluded last night at Kasarani with 5 gold medals, 11 silver medals and 8 bronze medals. The Democratic Republic of the Congo won the overall title with 12 gold, 5 silver and 4 bronze medals. Uganda was third with 15 medals. Kenyan captain and Africa champion Boniface Mugunde led by example to win the light middleweight bout against Alvin Udwor in an all-Kenyan affair. Silas Onyango beat Congolese Mayala Tsimba in the men's light flyweight as Amina Martha concluded with her outstanding performance to take the bantamweight title against Zulfa Yusuf of Tanzania. Veronica Mbida also won a gold for Kenya in the women's light flyweight against Uganda's Mudua Brenda. The Kenyan women boxing team captain Elizabeth Andiego settled for silver in the middleweight division, won by Congolese Mwamba Lulua. So did Cynthia Mwai in the light welterweight division and Lona Kusa in the light heavyweight division. Kombo Mwinyi also settled for silver in the heavyweight. That was won by Uganda's Kasim Murungi, as well as Humphrey Ochieng, who lost to Tanzania's Lucas Yusuf in the light heavyweight division. Valentine Jerry from St. Royal Chess Club was the overall winner of the second edition of the Ngao Chess Tournament that brought together some of the brightest young chess minds from across Nairobi. The event held today at the All Saints Cathedral saw over 100 participants drawn from 16 teams battled out for top honors.
Valentine Jerry from St. Royal Chess Club showcased exceptional skill and focus in the under-17 girls category to emerge the winner of the Ngao Chess Tournament.
I joined chess when I was in grade 1. I started learning how pieces are moved, and I learned, then I became an intermediate player. And now I come for national tournaments, federating tournaments.
Mary Annan and Nikki Nakoma took the second and third positions respectively. Gilona Angels from the Nairobi Primary proved unstoppable on the board in the under-15 girls category to take the top spot as Jasmine Kara finished second. The boys were equally impressive. Ryan Baraka emerged champion in the under-17 open category, while Kamita Geshui won the trophy in the under-15 boys category.
It was good. If you sometimes your first tournament is actually very scary. But when you go on, it becomes less scary and less scary.
I joined chess in May this year, and I fell in love with it because it was nice, and I got 5 out of 6 points.
In the overall score rankings, Ngao Chess Club emerged top, followed by Kitale Chess Club and Tumaini Chess Club.
The tournament has been good. We've at least gotten at least a number. And of course, it has been a good tournament whereby the kids have really enjoyed the game, of which it was competitive. And also the adult section, because we've held both sides. There's the open side and also the junior. So
this is a sport for everybody, because Chess Kenya initiative introduced chess in school as well as chess machinani, which has led to the growth of chess in the country.
Winners were awarded with medals, trophies in addition to cash prizes and gift vouchers.
It is a good opportunity that you're partnering with Ngao Sports, and also just to be able to nurture the talent of these young people as they're coming up.
For Legends Edition Sports, I'm Daniel Mwendwa.
Tunatambulika kwa mandhari yetu ya kuvutia,
tamaduni zetu, ukarimu wetu, vyakula vyetu, uchapakazi,
na pia kwa sauti tofauti za watangazaji wetu waliobobea.
Libengo niko hapa aka upcoming sponsor. Bila shaka hapa ni kama PDG, ma deep state, pia vile cartels.
Tunaenzi talanta za pwani, tunakuza talanta za hapa kwetu nyumbani.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tuko mjengoni kama kawa na wanangu wengine wawili.
Usikose kutegea 103.1 Pwani FM, station ambayo itakupa fursa ya kupata uhondo kamili wa pwani na kuleta Wakenya pamoja.
Pwani FM, tafrija ya kipwani.
And welcome back. The Nairobi County Swimming Association's 12 years and over Level 1 Championships splashed off today at the Kyoto School, bringing together over 200 swimmers from 20 schools across the county. The opening day was filled with thrilling performances from emerging young talent making waves in the pool.
In the 12 to 13 years girls 200 meters butterfly, Mawia Mudachi proved unstoppable, touching the wall fast with an impressive time of 3 minutes, 26.33 seconds. She was followed closely by Emily Mwangi and Paul Sanya. In the boys category, Roma de Guzman took charge of the race, finishing 2 minutes, 56.86 seconds ahead of Mwangiru Jabali and Amadi Mutai, who put up strong performances to complete the podium.
There was need for us to break it into two because there were so many swimmers who wanted to do it. So we did the under 11. And then we are doing now the 12 and above swimming championships. This will bring in all the age groups from 12 or going onwards to compete in this championship.
Brokezana dominated the boys 12 to 13 years 400 meters freestyle, clocking 6 minutes, 23.26 seconds to secure the title and add another victory to an exciting opening day.
We're working with the coaches, we're working with the teams and schools, everyone that is in the sport. That means that we have to be very transparent and intentional in what we do. We have been able to professionalize this outfit in the sense that we are guided by the Constitution and we have a strategic plan.
For Legends Edition Sports, I'm Daniel Mwendwa.
And Nairobi branch have retained their Nairobi Airport Services inter-unit football title after beating Mombasa branch by 1-0. In a final play today at the Moi International Airport football grounds in Mombasa, the annual football tournament, which was inaugurated last year, saw Nairobi emerge victorious in the first edition. It is played by workers of Nairobi Airport Services to bring cohesion and team building among the two branches. Kenya Airport Authority FC, Java FC, and Wazee Health FC captain raised the final of the one-day tournament that saw the winners lift the prestigious trophy. There will be another sporting event besides the annual tournament before the year ends.
Hii inaleta uwiano kati ya wafanyikazi wote kwamba wakati wanacheza mpira wataweza kukuwa na uhusiano mwema baina hizo units mbili, hizo vitengo viwili vya Mombasa na Nairobi. Na hii ni mchezo ambao tunafanya kila mwaka. Huu mwaka ni wa pili tukiendelea nayo, na Nairobi wamekuwa wakishinda mwaka jana na mwaka huu. So tunatarajia mwaka ujao pia tuwe na mchezo mwingine, na before we close the year tutakuwa na mchezo mwingine.
In the heart of Nairobi, football has once again proven that it is more than just a game. It is a tool for change, unity, and hope. And as Daniel Wonder reports, the Nairobi Street Children's Soccer Tournament brought together young, street-connected boys and girls from across the city for a day filled with fun activities, empowerment, and inspiration.
17 teams representing different regions within Nairobi County gathered with one goal: to play, connect, and dream beyond their circumstances.
Tuna imetusaidia, tumepukana na madrugs hizo. Najua ukiingia kwa madrugs ni rahisi upoteze life. Sasa tumejiunga tucheze ball ndo tusiingie kwa maneno ya drugs. Sikuwe mauru.
The tournament, organized by the Kibera Reformation and Transformation Center, aims to empower and uplift vulnerable youth and street-connected children.
Most of the time, uko idle tu. Kama unaona, leo niende niibe. Umeenda umekutana na marafiki wenzako, wanakuingiza kwa hiyo kikundi ya kuiba. Siku moja mnapanga mnaenda kuiba. Nakaa tena wanakuingiza unaanza kuvuta bangi.
Tuna thank sana KRTC wametu bring up, wametoka street. Juu kama tungekuwa street, sasa tungekuwa poa. Maybe drugs, sasa tungekuwa maybe some of us wangekuwa jela.
Founded in 2003, the organization has been working tirelessly to provide a sense of belonging, mentorship, and opportunity for young people living in the streets of Nairobi.
Kitu ilifanya pia mimi nikaingia kutrainisha madem juu kuna time nilipata msichana alikosana na wazazi wake. So ila kumuongelesha pia ndiye arudi kwa wazazi wake ilikuwa changamoto mob. So msichana kaanza kuuza hizo banki, kuuza miadarati, kafika time like huwezi mwambia, kaanza kujikalisha, lakini kuna ilifika time wakati alishikwa kutoka chela. Ndio mimi nikamuingiza kwa team, so nikapatia hapo motisha ya kusema pia wasichana pia na wasawa trainisha. Na kitu ya kwanza pia niko na msichana mwenye at least amepitia changamoto kama hiyo, pia at least anawakaidi kidogo.
Our aim is to reintegrate those children back to their families kule nyumbani. As we all know, watoto wa mitaa, as referred to them, have really been neglected by many people. And that's why when you walk around, ukipita Ngara pale, ukipita Mudhurwa kule, ukipita CBD unapata wale watoto wako pale. So sisi tuko na mission moja kama KRTC, kusaidia watoto watoke mitaani, wafanye nini? Waweze kurudi manyumbani, ama the right place ya mtoto kukua ni kukaa na wazazi wake pale nyumbani.
But the day isn't just about football. Alongside the intense matches shared by passionate fans were activities designed to nurture both the body and mind, that is yoga and fitness sessions, mental health, education and therapy, motivational talks, and a communal feeding program for all participating and attendees.
Nimegain sana. Nimegain, kuna kuwin, kuna kulose na kuna kudraw. Na pia nitasaidia juu watu wengi mtaa je chezea kwa grokai. Sawa, tumefurahia.
Tumeperform fit, tuko na teamwork. Watu wanarekebishana, kama umefanya mistake kuna kusikiza. Si kila mtu anafaa kusikiza mwenzake. So tumeperform poa.
On the pitch, the children showcased not only their football skills, but also their teamwork, determination and resilience to mirror the challenges they face off the field.
Tuna moso inakonga kuanzia asubuhi mpaka jioni. Hiyo time hakuna mtu anakongana maybe time ya kuchukua drugs hivi. So imetusaidia sana. Moso tumekuwa avoided na vitu mingi kwa street. Ali marriages, kuwa violence na watu wengine zimetusaidia sana.
My team, we have these children who are orphans, and through this tournament we have played this the second edition. The first edition we played, and a good number of the boys in the team who are orphans, they managed to get some sponsorship that has enabled them to go to school, and some of them have even get sponsorship and scholarships. Some of them are in college and universities.
Beyond trophies and medals, the event serves as a platform to remind these young players that they matter and their dreams are valid, and that with support and opportunity, they can transform their lives and communities.
Ningependa kuambia watumie talents zao bien. Yani waliumbwa na Wasikie tu kwa nyumba. Mrace talent yako.
Nikatamani sana nende maju. Nikutetea nisaidia watu wengine juu hatuko peke yetu, tuko watu wengi sana. So nizatamani hii talent yangu nipeleke mbali, nikuje nisaidie watu wengine huku. Moso Kibra kuna watu wengi wenye ni orphans.
The Nairobi Street Soccer Tournament is not just a mere tournament, but a tournament that is used by the organizers to create awareness and educate the youth on the effects of the usage of the drugs and substance. For Legends Edition Sports, from Dandora Stadium, I'm Daniel Mwendwa.
Now the stage is set for the 22nd edition of the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon, scheduled to take place tomorrow in Nairobi, with 200 elite athletes from 6 countries ready to give the hosts a run for the top honors. The Kenyan field will be led by Rita Jelagat, who competed in the Los Angeles Marathon and the Gothenburg Half Marathon in Mainz, Germany, with Uganda fielding Wilfred Kiplagat and Cecilia Lonyo in the 42-kilometer race, where the winner will be rewarded with 2 million Kenya shillings. The half marathon will feature, among others, Kenya's Nahashun Kipsang, who finished strong in the Rio de Janeiro Half Marathon, Silas Kiplimo Chepkwony, a regular in the Istanbul Half Marathon, Spain's Sans Ribas, and Maria Garcia. Tanzania's Gabriel Mlai and South Africa's Ella Ndlovu will also be participating. There will be a 21-kilometer wheelchair race with a top prize of 300,000 shillings, a 10-kilometer race where winners will be rewarded with 200,000 shillings, and a 5-kilometer family fun run with corporates also being represented in the CEO and Corporate Challenge with 100,000 shillings reward for the overall winner. This year's Standard Chartered Marathon will start and conclude at the Huru Gardens, with runners going through the Southern Bypass, which will be closed for traffic from midnight except for the 5-kilometer fun run, which will conclude along the bypass. All races will be conducted in line with Athletics Kenya, Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya, and the Athletics Integrity Unit rules and regulations.
60,000 people are going to run the streets of Nairobi tomorrow, which is amazing. We are hoping for a very nice elite race, obviously, but just that everybody has a nice time and can enjoy the heart of Nairobi, which is one of the home of road running.
And, yesterday, the English Premier League trophy was in this building. So let's talk about that, because I know there is a happy man in the name of our editor-in-chief, Mr. Samuel Maina. Sunderland came from an early goal down to beat Chelsea by... And that's the sport for tonight. It's time for me to drop this jacket, get on a colorful shirt, put on some big shoes, and also get my trouser at 4th floor. That's what they say, because Bridge over Congo is coming in with DJ Salim 254. We've got Simeone Mufumu, Kimbangu, and Marie Jose coming in here. So, but before that, I mentioned to you that our editor-in-chief was a very elated man yesterday when the EPL Trophy Tour was happening right here in KBC. Manchester United, 4-2 winners over Brighton and Hove Albion, who have been a torment on that club. So, boss, leo utalala umefurahi kabisa. Back to you, Marie.
Daniel, I know I'm not a football fan, so I won't even say anything about the trophy and all that. But where can people go and view it, if at all it's still in the country?
It's raining, but if you want to view it, you have to go to Kiambu Road.
Oh, okay. So there you have it.
Today and tomorrow. But for those of you who missed it here, it's left State House, came straight to KBC. First stop, Broadcasting House, then elsewhere.
Okay.
But I know boss leo amefurahi kabisa.
Amefurahi. Haya, sawa sawa. Thank you so much for your time as always and your company. My name is Yambo. This has been the Legends Edition, and helping me on the sign language was Byron Abole. Good night.
Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years.
Sasa kwa star 419 hash uko na game mpya. Tushinde spin corner. Simply spin. Kisha ngoja, na kwa entry moja unaweza angukia na uspin hadi mara 3. Na ikigonga 25,000 na kufikia instantly. Cheza spin corner sasa hivi kwa star 419 hash option 4.
Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years.
Mara ya kwanza nilikuja nikiwa mgonjwa, na kwa sasa nimefanya operation. Narudishia shukrani sana kwa kunisaidia.
We promise na tuna deliver. Sisi ni watu wa kusema na kutenda. I don't have enough words. Nakwambia tu Mungu akubariki na Mungu akuzidishie.
Naona pia ndugu yangu Ismail alikuja the same na mkasimama na yeye. Leo tuko na ndugu yetu mwingine kutoka Baringo, pia yeye tunahitaji pia Mungu aweze kuaguza, anahitaji msaada tu kutoka kwenu. Don't be tired doing good things.
Na wewe umekuja save a life, I can assure you utapona.
Utapona. Na mimi nitapona.
muhimu sana kwa Saturday Night Live. Kwa wale watu wamekuwa kishiriki, get ready. Get your tickets ready kwa sababu in just a few minutes tutakuwa tukifanya draw yetu and hopefully tutapata washindi. Grand prize yetu ikiwa ni 500,000 Kenyan shillings.
500,000 Kenyan shillings indeed. Na kumbuka sio kwa yote chini ya miaka 18. Hapa tunacheza responsibly kwa sababu tunacheza smart. This is Saturday Night Live. Tushinde charity show.
Wewe, sasa ni saa ngapi unafungua hiyo gate?
Ni watchman alikuwa anatoka na gari yake.
Watchman? Ametoa gari wapi?
Ya wasi amesinda kwa star 419.
Iko Probox kwa star 419 option 3.
Cheza safe, cheza smart.
Kumbuka michezo yetu yote ya tushinde.com ni ya bahati nasibu na wa main mission ni charity, na tunawahimiza wachezaji wetu wote, tafadhali cheza responsibly na sio kwa yote chini ya miaka 18. Yes, na kama ulicheza tushinde challenge, awamu yako ndio sasa. Kuwa tayari pazia ikiangushwa, lakini kabla wacha tujue our guys wa leo. Madam, majina nani?
Naitwa Jane Wajiko Masharia.
Kutoka area gani?
Nimetoka Ilia Kaberia.
Kazi unafanya gani?
Hoteli na duka kidogo.
Jina nani?
Rafael.
Kutoka area gani?
Hapa Kasarani.
Kazi ni gani?
Mimi ni rider.
Ndudhi ama gari?
Ndudhi.
Sababu yako ya kucheza ni gani?
Sababu ni mingi, tunacheza tusaidie watu.
Wow. Safi kabisa.
Yeah.
Dada yetu jina nani?
Kwa majina naitwa Irene kutoka Dagoretti. Yeah.
Shughuli unafanya gani?
Shughuli nafanya kazi ya kibarua ya kufua.
Kibarua ya kufua?
Mama kufua.
Kiswahili yako naipenda. Kutoka maeneo gani nyumbani?
Burundi.
Burundi pia. Mmesema hapa tushinde.
Lazima tushinde, lazima tuwin.
Wow, karibu.
Asante.
Nyinyi wote watatu hapa ndani muandalia vitu kubwa kabisa. Hapa ndani nimeweka minced meat na spaghetti. Hapa ndani nimeweka nyama kilo 1. Hapa ndani nimeweka gunia mzima ya waru na nimeweka na karaya yake. Hapa ndani nimeweka TV. Hapa ndani nimekuwekea fridge na haiendi peke yake, inaingia na microwave kando yake. Hapa ndani iko 10,000 Kenya shillings. Hapa ndani iko 25,000, iko 50,000 Kenya shillings na iko 150,000 Kenya shillings. Watatu nyinyi lazima box moja ing'olewe, si ndio? Ni gani nataka tutoe hapa? Moja kati ya 12. Unatamani kutoa nini?
Number 12.
Number 12?
Yes.
Mko sure?
Tuko sure.
Munaona kama iko na nini?
Iko na spaghetti hiyo.
Hamtaki kugeuza?
Hapana. Nitoa kitu.
Confirm kwamba namba 12 nimetoa?
Yeah.
Wamechagua namba 12. Wewe ukiwa nyumbani tulikuwa tumeahidi kwamba kuna 50 t-shirts for the first 50 people kupredict mahali nitaweka 150,000 Kenyan shillings ya wiki hii. Msema kweli? Bainisha. You know wametoa nini hapa. Right now, you know.